Hey, you see it. You know what it is. Ha! Savage AF, y'all. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. I'll be cursing in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Until then, I'm your boy Black Pedro. This is going to be a Dro solo edition. Shang is caught up in some family business, but we'll be back on Monday. So that being said, forget your feelings. Facts matter. Savage AF, we're the show that brings you politics, hot topics, current events in an I don't give a fluff kind of style. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, typically, but always on YouTube and Facebook Live, unless we get flagged or banned or something. You may enter. If you ever miss us live on YouTube or Facebook at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just you. That you would do that, wouldn't you? Get your life together. Go to our YouTube channel. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you ever miss us live, we have all of our shows archived there. YouTube.com/C/SavageAFWorld, all one word. When you get there, don't stare, be aware. Just made up a new phrase. Don't stare, be aware. That's why get subscribed and notified, or you just jive. That didn't quite work. Whatever. You might have been kicked off of YouTube. You're a degenerate. You drink too much during the day. Who does that? Don't worry, there's a place for degenerates like you. It's called Facebook. It's a filthy, horrible place. When you have to change the company's name, you know you're done fluffed up. Savage A.F. on Facebook. You need periods. Okay, between the A and the F, and then after the F. To the F. Savage A.F. on Facebook. When you get there, don't just stare. Get your thumbs in the air. Yeah, man, hit those likes. Make sure you are commenting, subscribing, sharing with your friendsings. There's too many ings. What the hell am I doing? And then, most importantly, way more important than your children or I don't know who you love or whatever. Instagram. Without it, comedians are nothing. I am not a person unless I have a certain amount of numbers. I'm 3/5 of a man on Instagram. So make sure you go ahead and follow at Black Pedro, at Comedian Shang, and it's the same on the twin cousin app, Threads. Get there. Okay. They call me Frederick Douglass, bringing justice to the social medias. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Oh, if you are in the LA area this weekend, Saturday, tomorrow, I'll be hosting the 10 p.m. show at the Comedy Chateau, North Hollywood. In my Instagram bio, I do have a ticket link, and there is a flyer up for y'all. All right, get at me. Ooh, 10 seconds away from cursing. I'll use that time to say hi to everybody who stopped by. Why am I rhyming today? I don't know what the fuck's going on. 3 seconds early. Shit. Savage AF, fuck your feelings. Facts matter. What's up, Nicole Ace? Sexy Puerto Rican. Back 2 days in a row, girl. Go ahead. I'm so proud of you. Damani Jones is in this building. I appreciate y'all, man. I know we're going to build some more as we go along. This is a Dro Solo edition. So let's go. It is Friday, September 8th, 2023 in the time-space continuum. since I'm solo today, I am I'm gonna talk about one thing. Keep it short and sweet like yesterday, y'all. Don't trip. Oh man. If you happen to chime in yesterday, I would really, really sincerely like to thank you all for your support on my return to not the NFL, but to watching my Lions again, my Detroit Lions. What up, though? It has been 6 years since I watched an NFL game. Had nothing to do with my Lions specifically, although the majority of my life, I'll admit, they have not been fun to watch. Like, no. But I was a dedicated fan. Saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. It was mostly bad and ugly for quite some time. But that being said, I decided that I couldn't resist anymore. And there's a lot of hype around the Lions preseason leading up to this year. And it felt different. It didn't feel like just hype. So I thought, hey, man, let me go ahead and get back. After all these years, I can't miss. If the Lions have a good year, and the way they talking about what might happen, I couldn't miss it. FOMO, fear of missing out. Miss No Slick Name, I see you in the building. Welcome to it. So yeah, as of yesterday, I rejoined my Lions fan base in watching the team, like on TV. I'm always rooting for them to do well, but I had political issues with the league, and so that affected my participation. I did a 6-year boycott. Shout out Colin Kaepernick and to all the brothers out there who, there's a lot of issues with the NFL, but I'm back. And last night began the NFL season. The Lions were at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, going ahead against the defending Super Bowl champions on the night in which they got their rings and unleashed their banner, celebrated their Super Bowl victory back in February. It was all good just a week ago. With a lot of old doubt in my heart still, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't seen the team play in years, and there's a lot of young guys and new stuff going on, and so I didn't know. But at the end of the day, my Detroit Lions, well, they were who we thought they were. That's right. They were who we thought they were, and they did not let them off the hook. This ain't the old Denny Green speech. I think he was a Cardinals coach at that time. But 21-20. Lions went in there and went ahead and popped Kansas City in the mouth. First touchdown in the NFL of the year goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff. First takeaway from this victory, and forgive me, y'all. I'm just going to go ahead and this is what I'm talking about the day today. Yeah, Maya, they did that. They won that first game of the season. And Sexy Puerto Rican is glad the Chiefs lost. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, gonna go down as one of the greatest of all time. I like the kid. Kind of sounds like Danny McBride sometimes, but he's fun. He's good, and Danny McBride's funny, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh wow, Maya, you didn't have to go there. She said, when they get to 5-0 in the season, you will acknowledge them as a team? Well, pardon me, mademoiselle. I'm going to take this one game at a time. And the reason why Lions fans are so happy is it's a multi-layered thing that happened last night, right? This was a situation where the Lions played really, really shitty in the first half of the season and then really, really well in the second half of the season. Fell just short of the playoffs, but eliminated one of our biggest rivals, Green Bay, from the playoffs in Aaron Rodgers' last season there. So there was a lot of momentum that this team was carrying into the that they were carrying into the season. You know, they had a lot of great draft picks or potentially great draft picks, and I'm going to talk about that later. So you know, everybody wanted to see what was going to happen there. And you know, their defense, they made a lot of moves on defense, trades and acquisitions to really improve it on paper. So we're all waiting to see what happens, right? So there was that. There was this momentum and anticipation going into the game. It is the first game of the season, right? It is on the road against the defending Super Bowl champions, right? So here we have this budding team stepping into the best team's home stadium, a place that's very hard to play, on a night in which they are being crowned as the NFL champions officially, right? Or at least given their rings. So yeah, you know, that's a situation where you could easily be set up to get your ass kicked. Kansas City had a few missing pieces: Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, notable pieces. But you know, end of the day, they still had all the advantages. I would say they were still the favorite team. 21-20. It's not a blowout. But let me tell you why this win was so important to Lions fans. Is because we have been on the other side of that 21-20 game so many times. This is something that I do know, that I know happened last year, where I look and Lions lost by 7, 3 points, 4, 1 point, you know? And this is what the NFL is, a game of inches, right? It's one play here or there that changed that game, that made a difference, that 1 point difference. Twice the Lions came up big on defense and held Kansas City to 2 field goals. And that's why they only scored 20 points instead of, we scored 3 touchdowns, they scored 2. That's the 1 point there, was those 2 stops. Okay. So many times in my life I've seen the Lions, I mean, completely squander a game like this. I mean, you might as well have not showed up if you was going to do that at the end. Just giving up games that they had. So last night, to see this team come up with touchdowns when they needed them, come up with defensive stops when they needed them, that in and of itself, you know, I'm looking at you, Maya, is what makes this team, already a team without your acknowledgments, it's what makes them a completely different team than what I saw growing up. Speaking of defense, like I said, they made a lot of changes. One of the big ones, and it's considered the steal of the draft, was the Lions trading up to draft Brian Branch, a linebacker out of, I believe, Alabama. Kid made some plays in the preseason when you're like, whoa, I see it. But last night, he took a drop pass, and man, this kid from Kansas City had a rough night. Like 3 drop passes that were just completely ridiculous and detrimental to their team. Thank you, I'll take it. But one of them, he tipped into the air, and Brian Branch picked it off and ran it back for a pick 6. So here you have what seemed like, you know, a kind of risky move, or at least a bold move during the draft to trade up for this kid, and he produces, you know, the difference. He scored a game-tying touchdown with his interception. You know, like, let's go, bro. Like, good drafting on that, Brad Holmes. Like, way to go. And so all of these bits, all of these elements, you know, the Lions pulling out a close game against, you know, the premier team in the league on their home field on a ceremonious night, is just a completely different persona from what I saw with the Lions growing up. Oh, Maya. Oh, you want to put money on this thing? Now, here's what I don't do. I don't bet money on my teams. I really am not a big sports bettor, but I really don't. It changed the game for me. I'll bet on other teams. I will, but I do not put money on my teams ever. Never done it once. Have I? Yeah, no, I've never done that. I'm too much of a. I'm too worried about it as it is. And then if I got rent riding on it, like it's too much pressure. But I will say that you do sound like an overly drugged research monkey if you think the Lions ain't gonna make the playoffs, girl. Okay, I am now a believer because what I also saw last night was a dominant offensive line. Not a lot of pressure on Jared Goff at all. Um, a lot of line of scrimmage pushing in our direction. Maybe there's only one or two kind of like breakout runs, but it was a lot of mushing for 4 to 6 yards, where they just kind of push them back, way back, like just old school line of scrimmage football. And that's something that I've never seen in Detroit is a highly quality offensive line, a high quality offensive line. I mean, I looked at these guys last night and I said, could you imagine if Barry Sanders ran behind this line? Good Lord, the boy still be running. He could go all the way. So yeah, man, the quality elements there. The offense wasn't even clicking all the way, right? There were some slightly off passes, little things here and there. Jahmyr Gibbs, our first pick, he's a speedster, running back, but also great with his hands and is going to be a great receiver. But you saw the burst there last night. You could see he's going to be a problem for a lot of teams. Every team, I think. Amon-Ra St. Brown he's just a general, just there to destroy things. What's the other kid, man? But even with Gibbs, I'm sorry, I meant to say I saw a couple of mistakes. There was one he was gonna hit the edge and get a touchdown, and just like I think his eyes got big and he just stumbled over his own feet. It's like, oh, bro. There was also a cutback that he missed that would have been crucial. But you could see these huge holes on some of these plays that the Lions' offensive line was opening up, and that's just game changing shit. Sam Laporta, rookie tight end, came through with some things, and also I believe the linebacker out of Iowa, Jack Campbell, made some plays as well. So I feel like all the draft picks worked out. Plus the veteran help that they added, CJ Gardner Johnson, is going to be a dog and a leader. So yeah, I'm looking forward to these pieces coming together. Now, outside of the Lions themselves, as a person who, after a 6-year hiatus, is coming back to the NFL in a small way, I will say that the NFL still has some brand product issues. There were still some shitty elements to the overall product of the game that I saw. The most glaring issue last night, and this is a Lions fan, this is the shit that triggers us because there's so many times where you feel like the league is just against the Lions. Y'all remember when Calvin Johnson caught a touchdown, fell on his butt, was sitting on his behind, holding the football firmly in one hand. And they said that wasn't a touchdown. When he got up, the ball hit the ground, and they said that. I'm like, he is sitting on his ass. Hold on. You remember for years, the NFL could not figure out what a catch was all of a sudden? Like all the way down to the ground through the motion. Nigga, is it a catch? Bro, we know what a catch looks like. Call that shit. All right, Maya. Maybe I'll go a bottle of wine. If the Lions don't win, if the Lions don't go to the playoffs, I'll get you a bottle of wine. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm a champagne nigga. You know what I'm saying? This one going to cost you. Yeah. But anyways, man, like I said, we get these things in Lion Land where, you feel like the league is just working against our team, our city, black people, right? Seen so many things that just look conspiratorial. So when I say that we're in Kansas City last night and the right tackle, what's this guy's name? Something Lewis or some shit. I'm sorry. But just they had this kid who's he's the right tackle on the outside. His main responsibility the whole game was going to be to try and deal with Aiden Hutchinson, go blue, University of Michigan, a beast. Rookie season last year, Aiden Hutchinson as a DN, as an edge rusher, had 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and I believe 9 sacks. That was his first year. So we're looking for a breakout sophomore season for him and last night, it was tough. There was a lot of good protection going on, but there was a lot of funky bullshit going on too. And this is when I say the NFL has a shit product because this offensive tackle for Kansas City, bro, I think at least 800 times was false starting because he was so shook and trying to get back. Like you could just tell when it was a pass. First of all, he wasn't even lining up legally. Like he was damn near lining up as the punter. He was so far back. Like his head is supposed to be at or in front of the center's waistline, the belt line. And when I say he was ass cheek to forehead with the center in terms of alignment on a lot of these plays, you just knew it was going to be a pass play because he's just like way the fuck back off the line, which wasn't legal. And then he would false start his ass off. So he was just like seconds before the ball was snapped, he's off he's off the ball. And referees missed a lot of flags. The one time they called it, though, was at the end of the game in a very critical moment that put them in a 4th and 25 situation on their last possession. So, eventually the refs came through with the one we needed, but all of them should have been called and I think would have changed the complexity of the game and the way that that player in particular would have had to play. And had he lined up properly and not been false starting, I guarantee you Aiden Hutchinson would have beat his ass a couple of 2-3 times. Okay. Alignment and position. That's why he's cheating like that, because it's important. It makes a difference. So, I mean, I see you, NFL. I saw you last night trying to cheat against the Lions, and yet they prevailed. Another indication that this is a different Lions team, a Lions situation. And I'm not talking about a team. I mean, an atmosphere, a club culture. I mean, this is truly an organization that prior to Dan Campbell had a losing culture, man. It's just this is just what it was. So, but that all looked good, and overall, Evelyn, it was, I think, what the way the NFL would want to pop off, and that was another great thing I loved to see, was watching the Lions not just perform well, but on a major stage. They are the only teams playing. The world is watching. I mean, other than the Super Bowl, this is one of the most widely watched football games of all, ever, because it's the only one and it's the beginning one. So the opening day game is a highly watched game, a lot of pressure on them, and they still came through, and it was entertaining. It wasn't a blowout. It went down to the wire. And there were good plays, great plays on both sides. Kudos to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes had not lost on opening day yet. He was 5-0. The Lions hadn't won on opening day since 2017. So something was bound to break, and I'm just glad it wasn't my Lions. Next week, who are they hosting? Go ahead and check this out right quick. But next week, the Lions will be at home. Homeboy. In Detroit. Let me see. Sorry. Seahawks next week. Hosting the Seahawks. So another good opponent. We'll see what that is. Bring it. DK Metcalf coming into Ford Field. Let's see what that's about. Bring him out. Bring him out. Also looking forward to week 4, Packers at Lambeau. Yeah. Love to fuck them up real quick. That's what that is. All right, man. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. This is just me, Black Pedro, on a Dro solo mission right now. Shang is like I said, dealing with some family stuff. But we'll be back on Monday. But I did want to take some time to again thank you guys for your support. I'm gonna return to watching at least just the Lions play NFL football. But also, I wanted to gloat and talk shit. Y'all can't fuck with my team. Who wants something next? Seattle? What y'all niggas? What y'all want? What y'all want? How y'all like it? Huh? How you really want it? Who next? Falcons? What we got? Panthers? We got Buccaneers coming up. Ravens gonna get Raiders want to come to town? Oh Lord. Oh shit. I just realized that on Sunday, 11/12, November 12th, the Lions are going to be at the Chargers. That means they coming to LA. Oh no. Is this the season that I attend my first NFL game live to support my home team? Is that what's going to happen in November? Oh, stay tuned, folks. See what happens when you look ahead and do your research? God damn. Oh, yeah, we're going. Yeah. That might happen, y'all. Might have to do a live broadcast. But anyways, man, we are 1-0. And, we want to be 1-0 every week until the season ends. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That is my opportunity, Maya Baker. I think that's a serendipity. You know what I mean? That's just like meant to be. It's not a coincidence. But you know what is a coincidence? I've talked too much and it's time for me to go. That's how that works, y'all. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me just gloat today on this win by the Detroit Lions. Looking for big things this year. And I truly see the potential. I truly saw a good team last night. And this wasn't a team where at the end the defense let the offense down. Matt Stafford he's a sharpshooter. Like, the boy put up numbers in Detroit. In all them years, they really just didn't have a lot of defense to help out with that. And when the defense did play well, the offense would sputter. It was never really a balanced team. But I saw it last night against a real ass opponent who again was depleted, but ain't no excuses in football, man. Next man up. They're all professional. So yeah. I saw something real. I saw something real. You know what it is. Listen, guys, have a great weekend. It's a football weekend. I got Michigan tomorrow. UNLV is in town. Looking for good, solid, heady play from them. Should be, they're a 37-point favorite. Nothing against UNLV, but this is just a tune-up game. That's what this better be. And I know that Michigan squad is ready. And then y'all can get y'all football in on Sunday and Monday, and it's back, man. So enjoy your weekend, guys. 3 things for you. Stay black if you are black. Okay, just keep on doing it. I know it's hard. I know it ain't always fun, but keep on doing it. Number 2, don't be black if you are not black. It's a weird thing to do, and honestly, I'm not even sure that it's legal in most states. You might want to check your local statutes. And third, last, and certainly not least, keep your whole finger out your whole nose.